welcome to the Sports Section Morning Show, episode 17. Man, it's gonna be a good show. Get some callers in here. We're gonna talk Messi versus Mukhtar. We already got Messi versus Mukhtar up. So let's dive right into it. We got a lot to talk about with the Titans, got a lot to talk about with Nashville SC. Leagues Cup final in Nashville. Ticket prices was through the roof, man, to see Messi against Inter Miami. So they got Leo Messi, one of the greatest soccer player of all time that I've ever seen. And they've got Jordi Alba, they've got Sergio Busquets. Just absolutely just great players. But Nashville's got a great team, man. So Inter Miami's team ain't really the best. They just got three really good players. But you can say the opposite for Nashville SC. Of course, we got Mukhtar. We've got Surridge. Hopefully he starts. And, Walker Zimmerman. That's sort of our big three. And we make it work for us, So I'm eager to see how Gary Smith sets this team up. Because I know he's not gonna be primarily defensive, of course. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast with him. But are we going to be able to hit him on a counterattack as we have the previous couple games to good acclaim? I mean, we only at points in the game, last game they had against Monterey, we only had like 38% possession. We're not a team that's going to hog the ball up and, pass around aimlessly. When we get the ball, we're going to attack. And that's what makes Nashville so exciting, man. But first off, we'll get to talking about Sam Surridge. So against Monterey, Sam Surridge comes on at the half for Bunbury. Bunbury at this point, I mean, he's playing well, which is surprising. I don't know why he took this long to start playing well. But he started playing really well in the half, in the latter half of the first half. Like with his link-up play, being an outlet and holding the ball up to allow Hany and at one point Schaufelberg to get into the fold and allow these fullbacks to overlap and get upfield and where we can get our attack going. But, Sam Surridge is just a better striker. He's more dynamic. He's better at everything that Bunbury does. And he's a better finisher with that finish that he had on display against Monterey. Just a ball. They have a turnover. They cause a turnover pressing high in the first half, front half. Hany gets the ball, lays it off to Surridge. Bam, goal. Here we go. We already got a caller in here. Here's 1 second. Austin, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, baby?
What's up, man? What's up, man? What are you telling me, man? First off, how are you feeling about Nashville SC's chances against Messi, man?
Hey, I think we've got to roll them up, put them at them with our little 3-5, put them in the backwood. I think we doing them the worst way.
What Messi ain't going that easy though.
Oh yeah, he is. Hey, trust me, that defense, is ass.
You telling me
pure cheeks?
You telling me Messi ain't never came up against a defense like the setup Gary Smith's finna throw out there?
That Messi or Gary Smith, the best manager he's ever played against.
Hey, he might be. Yeah.
he ain't never met a Gary masterclass.
No, he ain't never faced a nasty Gary Smith 4-4-2 block. He ain't never seen that.
No, he ain't never seen that in his life. He's gonna be fighting for his life in there. No, I think realistically though, I think what Philly could have won that game. Yeah. But what they did is they played scared. If you look in the first half, I went back and watched the replay of that game. What they did wrong in the first half is they gave Messi, Busquets, Albert. They gave them all too much respect. They kind of let them dominate the middle of the field. Yeah, press forward. I mean, you seen Messi shoot from like 60, 70 yards out because nobody was stepping to stop the ball. Yeah, they were literally just letting them walk the ball down the field, and they stopped that in the second half. That's where you just see. Like Philly had chances to score, they just couldn't convert. I think you also got to think, that side of the bracket. He only played all the MLS teams, and probably the best team he played was probably Philly. Yeah, and Philly didn't even give him the best game. I think we're the most complete and most informed team that he's playing to this point. I think Gary's not going to go for that. I think you're going to see a high press. And it's something that we don't do a lot of. Yeah. But I think you're gonna see a high press, especially if Schaufelberg's playing. if he's not terribly hurt. I think you're going to see a high press with Surridge starting. There's no way Surridge does.
Surridge has to fucking start, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He has to. I'm tired of this bullshit from Gary Smith with Bunbury. I understand Surridge.
Yeah.
He's only been over here for what, a month and a half or something?
Yeah.
He's got legs under him. He's fine. You know?
He's got to start. There's no way in hell he doesn't start. So I think we get a high press, put pressure on that back line. I think Hany rises to the occasion, steps up big. I think he takes on that challenge.
Yeah.
Obviously, like Messi's one-on-one. You're not going to be able to mark him. I've seen people on Twitter say, "Oh, we should just man mark him."
Hell no, who?
That's
not Dax.
Yeah, they said put Anibal Godoy. I'm like, yeah, Anibal Godoy got red carded last time he played Messi.
Yeah. They got to think though. Messi is so smart. You can't man mark Messi because he's going to pull Godoy all the way over to fucking North Nashville. He going to pull him to Antioch, and the space is going to be wide open. They can't do that.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I said. You don't man mark Messi because he's gonna. If you man mark him, he's gonna find other ways to attack you.
Yeah.
You also got to watch for him in the open space.
Exactly.
Inside the box, you know, when he passes off and then he makes that run inside the box, he runs super he doesn't really run forward. He kind of trickles into spaces, and then before you know it, he's wide open at the top of the 18 for a goal.
Yeah, he relies heavily. He's made a career out of not moving when he gets into the box and just standing on a penalty spot, waiting on the cutback from Alba.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say Messi made a career out of that of all people, but that's a staple of Messi's game. You know what I mean? And Dax, if he has the legs, and I'm glad Gary Smith subbed him off in the last game when he did, because he's going to be running his boots off today. But Dax is going to be really important covering that cutback. That's going to be his most important job today.
Yeah, I think tomorrow. I think you're going to see a lot of a bracket coverage type thing, like you would see in football.
Yeah.
I think like a triangle around them, passing off coverages, especially in the low block.
Yep.
I think you're gonna see that a lot. I think what we are doing well right now is we're staying disciplined.
Mm-hmm.
And then Zimmerman played probably the best game he's ever played for Nashville.
He was great against Monterey.
Dude looked like a prime Virgil van Dijk out there, man.
Nah, he looked like fucking He looked like Beckenbauer out there. That's what he looked like.
Man, yeah, dude was insane. That was the best game he's ever played for us.
Yeah. Has he had his child yet? Do you know?
Do what?
Has he and his wife had their child yet?
Yeah, I think it came last. It came right after the
game, the America game.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But no, man, I can't believe if you look at it, we just packed up in the span of 3 games. In the last 2 of our last 3 games, we done packed up the 2 best teams on our continent.
Yeah. What does that say about the club at this moment and what direction they're going in? Because we already know we'll be playing in the CONCACAF Champions League next year. What does that say about the state of the club, and what do you think the club has to do going forward to be able to consistently compete? Since we're in it, man, we want to stay in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you think the club has to do going forward? Not to look too far forward ahead, but it's still a topic.
Yeah. Yeah. First, the state of the team now, I think, man, that's a huge accomplishment, and only the 4th year of being a professional team.
Mm-hmm.
I think our owner did a good job of building a team that was ready to compete right away.
Yeah,
I think it was a combination of youth, but it was a lot of older leadership.
Yep.
And I think we kind of started to get to a point where we're like, okay, we started getting to the playoffs, but we weren't doing anything with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think as the years went by, this leadership is kind of has brought it along, and now we're finally seeing the culmination of years of work.
Yep.
And getting to this point. Now, as far as the future and Champions League, CONCACAF Champions League, I think continuing to balance leadership, veteran players, and youth.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta find a balance of bringing in your youth players coming up through the program.
Yep.
But you also don't want to be terribly too young. You still want to have that veteran presence to carry you in moments like this. there's a reason why we made it to the final. I mean, you got leaders in our locker room that have been through there, been battle tested, and that's how we got to where we're at now. Now I'm really excited because I think that can translate and carry over to when we get to the playoffs for MLS Cup.
Yep. Man, I mean, player-wise, going forward, and I hate to just gloss over the game, but it's really such an interesting topic of the state of Nashville SC and the future of Nashville SC. But, I mean, going forward with positions they would have to upgrade, you'd think the 6 would be one of them, of course, right? Am I wrong in thinking that?
Right. No, you're 100 right.
I'd say, I mean, you can't go wrong having another upgrading on center back if we can, not Zimmerman, but that second spot if we can, as defensive as we are. I mean, we need 3 top level center backs. I'd like to see us tap into the South American market if we can. You know what I mean? Of course, I'd prefer homegrown, but we should probably look into the South American market.
Yeah, I think that's going to be another big thing, especially in the next few years. I think you're going to see a lot more South American players come into this league.
Yeah.
And even just all over the world. I think in the next 10 years we'll be a top. I think we are technically the 5th best league in the world.
The what?
I think we're the 5th best team or 5th best league in the world.
5th? 5?
5th. No, I'm messing with you. I think we can be though in the next 10 years.
I mean, it's possible. You got to think. You got England, Spain.
Yeah, you got Premier League,
Germany,
Liga,
and Italy,
Bundesliga,
and French.
League One is up there. Yeah,
5th would be a stretch, but top 10. There's no reason they can't aspire to be the top 10 team in the league.
We already at top. I think we're like ranked 8th or 9th or something like that.
Yeah.
But I think it can get there. I really do. There's going to be a lot of rule changes.
Yeah.
They're going to have to get rid of the salary cap bullshit. They're going to have to get rid of the designated player spots.
They got rid of it for Inter Miami, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, kind of.
Yeah.
Miami also has the lowest roster total. Like they have 11 players on their roster before Messi. I think it was like 13 before Messi got there.
Yeah. They're playing kids. They were playing kids a lot, weren't they?
Yeah. That's the reason why they were complete garbage.
Yeah.
But I think this league does have a long ways to go. But I am excited to see what kind of quality of players we'll get here in the near future. I mean, you look at it, Neymar's going to Saudi, but he's also only 30 years old, and he's only going to go. He's only on contract for 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So say he gets here.
He gets here 2024. Copa America's 2024. World Cup's 2026. So he's coming to America. I bet my bottom dollar he's coming to MLS after that contract with Saudi. It's just a matter of where.
Go get his little bag and then come to the U.S. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he'll. Yeah, my prediction is he'll probably take all the Brazilians that he wants and take him out to like LAFC or the LA Galaxy. Honestly.
No, but that we've got to be the flagship program.
Hey man, I need him to come to Nashville. Bring all the Brazilian women he can.
Hey, bring Neymar. Hey, bring Ronaldinho out of retirement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put him. Hey, we got a spot for you, baby.
We'll be cooking.
Hey, bring Vinny on the left. We got Neymar on the right,
and Surridge down the middle.
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna be in the Clubs World Cup.
Yeah,
beating against Liverpool.
Yeah, and I don't know about Liverpool, but yeah. Man,
can you imagine though if we made it to the club?
It'd be amazing, wouldn't it? Cup? They'd be like, who the fuck is this team?
Hey, look, we were playing Madrid, get waxed like 6-0.
No, Gary ain't going for that.
No, yeah, that's right. Arteta, not Arteta.
It might be 3-0. Gary ain't going for that.
Yeah, they don't know what Gary Ball is over there.
No,
they gonna learn one day.
No, let me get your prediction for the game tonight, though, man. What are you predicting?
Man, I think we win 4-3.
Oh, 4-3.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be high scoring too. But I'm going 2-2 with Nashville SC winning on penalties. That's what I'm going for.
And penalties.
Okay. Do they have extra time in the final?
No. It's going straight to
PKs. So you're thinking Nashville SC is going to win 4-3? Who's scoring? Mukhtar and Surridge. Mukhtar hat trick. Mukhtar hat trick.
I got Hany to open the scoring.
Mm-hmm.
I think he scores once. I think Surridge scores twice.
Yep.
And then I think we get an extra goal from Schaffelberg, Pico, somebody.
What's the word on Schaffelberg? Because I much prefer him than Pico. I know Pico scored a goal, but I'm not. I just can't. He's a liability, man.
Yeah.
Being honest,
Schaffelberg. I seen a video where he went to go celebrate after the game, or like when Pico scored the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
And
he was down there with him, wasn't he?
Walking, he was walking fine. I think it was. Remember a couple weeks ago, I think it was a week or two ago, where he got injured in training and didn't play that game.
Was that the Cincinnati fixture?
It was either Cincinnati or Club America.
Yeah,
one of the two.
Yeah.
And I think he may have re-aggravated it, and it was maybe just a precaution. Mm-hmm. They just wanted to, bring him out. Because I do think Schaffelberg, if he does play and he's 100% healthy, I think he makes a world of difference. Especially with the pressure on that back line. He's
going to cause a world of havoc with their back line.
Yeah, that's who I would think if he's playing, who would score the other goal.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Messi scores twice. And I think,
at least, right?
Martinez or somebody scores another one. Yeah. Yeah, there's no. I don't understand this idea that we're just going to stop Messi, because Messi's going to do his thing regardless. I feel like
nobody's stopped Messi in the history of time. Why do we think Nashville SC is going to stop Messi? It's not happening.
Yeah, if Hany puts him in his pocket, you want to talk about like Hany not being here for maybe a week longer? Can you imagine?
I know, right?
Shuts Messi down single-handedly and scores goals and gets assists. Put them in his pocket, straps some seatbelt.
I don't know about that, brother. I know who's gonna have their hands full of Shaq Moore today. I know that for sure. He might not pass the touchline. Number once or twice.
Oh, you talking about Shaq Moore?
Yeah. He's gonna be busy, boy.
He's the only other player besides Godoy that played against Messi before.
Where did Shaq Moore play against Messi at?
The club he came from before us, when he was playing in where was he playing? I think he was playing in Portugal.
Really?
No, probably. I think, dude, I can't remember what club he played for before us, but whatever club he came from, he played from. Mm-hmm. He played against him in that club.
He didn't really face him much. He was on the right, I'm assuming.
Yeah. He but hey, he still kind of has that little bit of experience that he can lean on and share with the rest of the squad. Like, hey, this is what he likes to do.
So Nashville SC has the most players that's faced Messi in their squad in the MLS, it seems like, at 2.
Yeah, you might be right.
Because all the other teams that he's played against ain't really had nobody that has played against him. That was a big topic of conversation. Oh, they haven't seen Messi, yada, yada, yada. At least we have that under our belt.
Yeah. I have a theory too. So remember in 2014, Messi made it all the way to the final. Who was in his way?
In 2014?
What team stopped him? Yeah.
That was a long time ago, dude.
Germany.
Oh, you're talking about the World Cup.
Germany.
I thought you were talking about club.
Yeah, the World Cup. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Germany, yeah. They sat back a little bit.
Germany got in his way in the final, huh?
Uh-huh.
All right. So we got a German player on our team named Hany Mukhtar in the final.
And a German coach. No, he's not German. I was about to say,
Hany?
Definitely not fucking German. No, Hany is German.
Hany. Yeah. We got the kryptonite. We got him.
Yeah.
Zimmerman is a German name, so I think we're set up.
Yeah, I'm optimistic, man. I ain't gonna lie.
I sold my life away to be in the building, but hey, we in there.
Where are you sitting at?
I'm sitting, I think 2 sections over from midfield.
Oh, okay, good. That's a good seat.
Yeah, it ain't bad. It's a little up there, but I mean, shoot.
Your lady going with you? Oh no, you're going with your pops, ain't you?
No, she's coming with me.
I thought I was next up behind your pops.
No, she follows soccer. I couldn't leave her out.
Oh man,
she fucks with it heavy.
Man, I already know.
I had to find a reason to justify spending that type of bag.
Oh, yeah. That comes with the game. That comes with the game.
Yeah. You already know, man.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited. I think it's big for the city of Nashville. This is the biggest game in Nashville history of any across any sport. Just the band.
Top 5.
Yes. No, I think it's the biggest.
It's top 5, dude.
Adding context to who's playing.
Yeah, I mean, he's the greatest athlete to come to Nashville and play. 100%.
What would you rank? You say the Super Bowl one? Is that what you would put the Super Bowl one?
I mean, the Super Bowl wasn't here, but
so then what would you put here? Stanley Cup?
It's hard because we're looking back at the games instead of looking. We're looking forward at this game versus looking back at the games, because I can say the Music City Miracle was one of the biggest games that ever happened in Nashville, but that's not fair to this game. You know what I mean?
Right, but that was a playoff game. Like this is a final.
Oh, well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you got a point.
It's a champion. It's a chance to win a Nashville's first championship.
A continental trophy.
Yeah.
Not even just a national one. You know? I don't think people really understand that.
Yeah, that's like
this is a really big deal.
What people don't realize about soccer is, yes, you have more chances to win more trophies, but those trophies are still hard to win, especially the continental ones.
Exactly.
Like I made the argument, and I think it's a really good argument. I don't even think there's a counter argument to it. This is honestly more impressive than winning MLS Cup. Just because MLS Cup, you're only playing MLS teams.
Yeah.
And this one, you're playing against the arguably, if not the best league in the continent.
Yeah.
And then you also the gauntlet that we went through. So we went through the best team in MLS in the first round.
Yep.
And then went through
easy work of them.
Number two ranked team in the continent, and then played a little cakewalk in Minnesota. I don't know how the hell they got through Toluca, but they did. And then packed up Monterrey with ease. The number 1 team in the continent, who had never lost to an MLS team in a knockout round. They were 11-0 in knockout games against
never
MLS
lost.
sides. Never lost.
They never faced us, though.
We packed them both. We could have won 3-4-0 if we would have converted.
If we put our chances away in the first half.
Yeah,
easily.
I mean, we made quick work of them.
Yeah,
it was insane.
Wasn't no rat emojis after that game.
No, hey, I had actually though last night. I was thinking about it. I was like, man, there were so many Monterey fans in my mentions. Let me go back. So I had to go back. I ain't heard back from them since. So,
hell no, they ain't saying nothing.
Yeah,
they ain't saying the thing.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. I think we do it.
Yeah, man.
I think that, and we're plus 220.
The lines moved. They're plus 120.
No, we're plus 220, and they went from plus 120 to minus 115.
Ooh, I might throw some on that.
Yeah. I think. No, I don't think it's going to be too much VAR kind of bullshit going on, because I mean they've already made their money. Mm-hmm. They got them to the final.
Yeah,
May got them to the final. The tickets are outrageous.
Yeah,
and you know what I mean. Everybody in the world is going to be watching. Think about that. The entire world.
Is it better? Here's another question: is it better for MLS and soccer over in America if Messi loses the final and it shows that the league is at least half-ass competitive? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Versus
yes.
just them just giving it to Messi.
Yes and no. I think if we win, it kind of shows that Miami is just rolling out him, Alba, and Busquets isn't going to work. You know what I mean? Against the upper echelon teams in the league.
Yeah. How's that bad for MLS though?
You said how is it bad for MLS?
How would that be bad for MLS that they can't just roll these guys out here like that? That's good for the game, I'd imagine. At least the lens looking at it.
If they're losing, yeah, but if they're just winning with 3 older guys, I mean, don't get me wrong, great, phenomenal players.
No, of course.
But if they're just rolling here with that's kind of bad for the league. It's like, damn, you could just bring in Neymar, Ronaldo, and somebody else, and there you go. Now you got the MLS Cup winning squad.
Now, granted, Messi is a Ballon d'Or contender at the moment, but
Alba got that Alba wrapped up.
I don't think he has that wrapped up, dude. Haaland scored fucking 45, 50 some goals. And they won Champions League. They won the treble. Well, they really won the quintuple.
Messi put Argentina on his back and won the World Cup, something that he had never done.
I get that.
Age of 35, 36?
I get that. But the man won the quintuple and scored 50-something goals.
Right. I think Messi's achievement is much more impressive.
I don't know, man. Haaland did it over the whole year.
Haaland, man, we got Honky Tonk Haaland at home.
I know we got Honky Tonk Haaland, and if he scores 55 fucking league goals, I don't give a damn who else it is. I want him to win Ballon d'Or.
You seen Nashville? That is a little new nickname.
Who?
Honky Tonk Haaland.
I didn't even see that until you said it. Yeah.
Surridge. Yeah, they named him because he looks like Haaland a little bit. Like
he does in a way.
Look at their faces.
Yeah,
they look a little bit like him.
Yeah,
they said
he's been converting at a better clip than Haaland too since he's been over here.
Oh, he really has.
I ain't gonna lie. Surridge has been converting.
I think he's 3 for 3.
3 out of 6.
3 out of 6. 3 goals on 6 shots. Yeah.
And I think one of those 6 shots he hit the post or something. So I mean, what a signing he's been. I mean, he's gonna. Yeah, we're gonna tear it up with him.
Also, if we win the cup, the signing is even better because we win $5 million in prize.
Paid for
prize. We pay 6.5 for him. So really, we got him for $1.5 million.
We'll get the $1.5 million back in jersey sales over the time that he's here.
You said what?
I said we might get the $1.5 million in jersey sales for the time that he's here.
Oh yeah, facts. So it might end up being an indirect free transfer.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, and then think about it. We sell them off for about 10 to 12.
Yeah,
you made 10 to $1 million.
Yeah,
insane. I'm excited though. I think we got it.
Yeah,
I think Nashville's first championship is on the way.
All right, well, let's hope, man.
It's gonna be sad too. It's gonna be sad too because like the team we didn't expect to be Nashville's first championship is going to be our first championship, and I would say nobody, but a lot of people aren't going to realize the significance of it.
Right?
They're like, okay, soccer, they want a little trophy, like whoop-de-woo, but they don't understand like that's in CONCACAF. That's probably now going to be the second biggest tournament.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
In CONCACAF.
And I think it'll age well. The trophy, if we get it against Inter Miami, it'll age really well. People will look back on it and realize just how big of a deal it truly was. So
look at that gauntlet that we went through.
Exactly. But yeah, also, man. Go ahead.
I think too. I think if this tournament is going to be successful in the future, I do think they need to do home and they need to do
home and away
in Mexico.
Yeah, they have to.
No, I think we do need to travel to Mexico.
Even if it's at a central site, like if they have three stadiums in Mexico that they can, what was the reason why we didn't go to Mexico? Because of security measures?
Yeah, I think so. I think if we can get that under control and we can get games played in Mexico, I think that'd be big. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say that we'd be in the final right now if we had to go to Mexico and play.
It'd be a little different.
It'd be different. I don't think we would get through. Right. Honestly.
Yeah.
But
I hate that we're gonna have that asterisk on this trophy. Whoever wins it will have the asterisk on the trophy. But I really, at the end of the day, I don't give a damn. Yeah.
No, I don't care.
Yeah.
Hey, you can complain all you want. Cool. That's the terms that your league agreed to. So
exactly.
It is what it is.
Exactly. But yeah, man, enjoy the match. And you've been good luck the last couple times you've been. So hopefully you're good luck again.
I know. They don't never lose when I go.
That's right. All right, buddy. I'll holler at you.
Yeah.
Bam, that was Dub Beezy. Dub Beezy calling in, distinguished TFTV member, co-host of the Exit One show. And he made a lot of good points, man. And his prediction, of course, was 4-3 Nashville SC over Inter Miami. My prediction was 2-2 Nashville SC winning on penalties. But he makes a good point with the fans saying that Messi will have to be man marked. What's going on, man? People in the chat. Make sure y'all subscribe, like the video. All the support is appreciated. But with Messi, you can't really man mark Messi. We can't put a Godoy on Messi and have say, hey, follow Messi all around, because Messi plays all over the field. He roams all over the field. And wherever he would pull Godoy, somebody would go right back into that space where Messi's at. That's just the way Messi has played all his career in the teams. That's why they've been so good, is because people have tried to man mark Messi. When they have tried to man mark Messi, he would just pull guys out of position and it would be a free for all from there. So, I mean, I would be very, very surprised if Gary Smith man marked Messi. You just have to have all the focus on him. You can mark him. You can't mark him out of game. But if everybody's focused on him, and we got guys like Dax and Godoy worried about the cutbacks from Alba, I think we'll do pretty well. Messi, of course, will still get his. He'll still score a goal or two. But offensively, we've got to be there. We got to be clinical. Surridge has to start. I don't give a damn. It's a final. Surridge has to start. Love to see Schaffelberg start. Mukhtar's got to be clinical as he's been. He's on really good form at the right time of the year. So between Hany and Surridge, I'm expecting a win, man. I'm expecting a win. But yeah, let's get it, man. We talking moving into Titans versus Vikings. We got the watch along, and it's gonna be during the Nashville SC game. I hate to do it, but you know the Titans are the Titans. But we're gonna have a watch along on TFTV Sports on this channel, on YouTube, on Twitch, on Saturday at 7 p.m. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. Watch along, live watch along of the Titans versus Vikings preseason game. And it's going to be interesting to see because, you know, Will Levis and Malik Willis quarterback battle for the number two job. Levis went in injured at the end of yesterday's practice, and Vrabel said that he missed opportunities, as in, you know, he missed reps. And his status for the game on Saturday is to be determined. So very interesting to see what we do with Levis and what we do with those reps at quarterback. I don't know if the plan was for Tannehill to play any snaps already, but if Levis is out, I would have to say that Tannehill would be playing. He would have to come in and play a series or two. He really doesn't have to, but at the minimum, even regardless of Willis or Levis being injured or not injured, I would like to see Tannehill come in for at least two series, maybe even a quarter or two. Hell, I think I saw a report, Mahomes is playing a quarter and a half tomorrow. So it's going to be really important for Tannehill to come in and get some continuity with this offensive line, get used to making checks at the line of scrimmage with the offensive line, let them get used to his cadence in game. It's a lot different than just being on a practice field. Let them get used to Tannehill's cadence in game and him making checks at the line of scrimmage, him being in the huddle, all that. He has to, you know, I want to see that going on at least for a quarter or two today or tomorrow. And even if he gets a quarter or two tomorrow, I don't have to see him in the third preseason game, to be honest. You know, if the ones get a run out, I don't have to see Hopkins either. Hopkins or Henry, I don't want to see them on the field. But everybody else offensively needs to be on the field at least for, I'd say, two series, but preferably a quarter or two, just so they can gain some continuity and get some experience outside of these joint practices, even though they're good, and regular practices. So that's exactly what I want to see coming up. And with the battle between Willis and Levis, man, it's getting good, man. And as a consensus, it looks like everybody has been extremely surprised and happy with Malik Willis's transitioning from last year to this year and his improvement that he's made over the offseason. You can tell the kids worked extremely hard. Everybody, that's clear as day. Vrabel said it in the beginning of the press conference or beginning of the preseason. The beat writers from both teams, Vikings beat writers, Titans beat writers, they're echoing the same sentiments. He's made damn near 180-degree turn from last year, Malik Willis is. And it starts with his time and his time in the pocket and how patient he's become in the pocket, going through his progressions and not being so quick to run out of the pocket, and he's letting the plays develop. His feet are a lot quieter than they were. Last year the game would be moving at 200 miles per hour for him. But now, it looks like the game is slowing down little by little for him. And that was always been my biggest gripe with Willis. He's got the arm talent just as much as anybody on any other quarterback in the league, barring Mahomes. But, hold on. But, with Willis, it's always been, in between his ears and just his timing while he's in the pocket. So he's improved that. That's the biggest thing that I've asked of him to improve. And to see him improve on that and to see his improvements and performances come to fruition, it's just really good to see. And it's really a good story for anybody. Like, man, it's not just because you have a bad year, a bad month, a bad couple games. Any of this goes further even into life. It's not over. You can, as long as you keep working at it, keep your head down, improving, you can make it. And I'm not saying that Willis has made it to be a starting quarterback for the Tennessee Titans by any means yet, but his improvements from last year, he's warranting the number 2 job pretty convincingly compared to Levis at the moment. And nobody would probably have said that coming out of the draft. Everybody was really low, myself included. Damn near gave up on Willis, but you got to think the kid was thrown into the fire of a terrible team, or a terrible offensive line, a terrible offensive coordinator, a criminal at offensive coordinator for what he did on the field and off the field. He's a fucking criminal. It was unfair to Willis to even evaluate him in that state, So, let's just see what he does going forward. See if he keeps making improvements, minimizes the mistakes. And, I'd love to see Levis get some snaps in this game. He needs the reps. It's very important that he gets these reps in preseason. But, it's not worth risking an injury over. It's just not. On to some worse news for the Titans. Treylon Burks pulled up. He made a long catch from Tannehill. Looked like a 40-yard bomb. Catches it over his shoulder. Tries to catch himself. Looked like he almost hyperextends his knee. Turns out to be a sprained LCL for Burks. The good news for that is everybody thought it was much worse. And, everybody thought it was another 3-letter ligament. But it turned out not to be. It just turned out to be the LCL. And it turned out to only be a sprain, which carries an absence of around 2 to 6 weeks. So Vrabel spoke on it yesterday, saying that he's not going to be out for long, which is very, very good. Vrabel normally keeps his cards close to his chest. So that means, to me, I interpret that as Burks is already, improving, and he shouldn't be out for the 6-week mark. It's probably 2 to 3 weeks. We might not have him for game 1, but that's way better than what it could have been. But, Burks is an extremely important part of this offense. He complements Chig, he complements Hopkins, he complements Henry in the way that he can stretch the field and just be a dynamic receiver and be a little more dynamic than D-Hop is. D-Hop's getting up in his age. Of course, he's not as spring as, a young chicken like Treylon Burks. But, Burks is very important to this offense, and we can't go too long without him. If he's not on that field, then that just, I'm not going to say it cancels out D-Hop, but that receiving group goes right back to shit, man. We'll have Westbrook-Akina back on the field and McMath back on the field if he makes the team. So, it's extremely important. I'd love to have him for week 1. Of course, we don't want to rush him back because that's a touchy area of the knee. If you have some weaknesses in the LCL, something else could give. So we don't want to rush him back, but we absolutely need him back. Absolutely. So hopefully we see him in New Orleans for week 1. That would be a 2-week recovery. That'd be pretty quick, but we don't know the grade of the sprain. We don't know if it was a grade 1 sprain or whatever. Hopefully it was on the lower end and he could be back for New Orleans, but that remains to be seen. With Vrabel talking so coyly of it in the media, which he normally doesn't do about injuries, that leads me to believe that it was on the lesser side of the sprain and grading. So we will see. All right. So another thing that I'm extremely worried about with the Titans, and it's not getting enough attention in my opinion. Maybe that's because both guys aren't going to have a future on the roster and we're going to add a guy when cuts are made. But the Tennessee Titans have a kicking problem. We have a kicking problem. It's not talked about much. These guys are missing fucking field goals damn near every day I see on camp. Of course, not every day. There'll be days where they're 4 for 4 or 5 for 5. And I also understand it's windy as hell up in Minnesota at the moment. But we're going to be playing in windy games. So that's not really an excuse. You go up to Kansas City, you go up to Buffalo in January, it's going to be windy. The kickers need to be fucking kicking. It's going to be windy in Buffalo in January. So that's not an excuse. But the Tennessee Titans have a kicking problem. Between Shudak and Wolf, I think Wolf missed a field goal in the Chicago game. They're not showing between the two kickers, and I thought Shudak had a really good leg on him, but they're not showing any consistency in hitting anything over 45 yards. We are losing points if we cannot make a 50-yard field goal consistently. The league has changed. You got guys like Butker. You've got guys like Justin Tucker, perennial kickers in the league that are weapons now, hitting field goals consistently from 55 yards to 50 yards. We're losing points if we cannot. That was part of the problem last year. Randy didn't have enough leg. It damn near had to be a 47, 48-yard shot at the most for me to be remotely confident that he would make the kick. When we have to go for those, or we have to take a delay of game penalty to scoot back and punt, you are losing 3 points off the scoreboard. You are. And as bad as this offense has been last year, and as relatively, I'll just say it, at the ceiling that this offense has, which is not anywhere near the Chiefs and the Bills of the AFC, it's just a 25, at most, 21 to 25 point per game team. That's just where we're at the moment. That's where I have it. You need all the points you can get, and that's where a kicker would come in. So those 21 to 25 points are turning into 28 if you have a weapon at kicker. It's not hard to comprehend, and it's going to blow up in our face in the season. I don't want to fucking say it, but it's going to blow up in our face. And when the season comes around and we have a kicking problem as we do now. So Carthon, Vrabel, something has to be done about the kicking situation. I know we can't do anything at the moment because the kickers are all tied up on teams while we're still at a 90-man roster. But once cuts are made, shit, we shouldn't have a kicker on our roster. Get the best kicker, the best of the rest, because they've got to be better than what we have at the moment. But I cannot go through another year of kicking issues. I mean, what was it, 2020 or 2021? We just stopped kicking field goals altogether. That was terrible. And you can't win. You can't get to the levels that the Titans deserve, that Derrick Henry, that DeAndre Hopkins, Kevin Byard. The Titans cannot reach the levels that those guys aspire for us to be as a team with a shitty kicker. It's not going to work, especially when you're not already throwing up 28, 30 points a game like the Chiefs are. They can get by with not the best kicker because Mahomes is going to put up fucking 28 points a game. We don't have that. We need to have an upgrade on the kicker position at the moment. It's a problem, and I'm eager to see. I'd hate for me to have to come in here on Monday for the next episode of Sports Section Morning Show and harp on the kicking issue again. I'd hate for that. I'd hate for it. What else we got? Yeah, so we talked about Malik getting glowing reviews from the Vikings beat writers. We talked about Burks. Preview of the game. So we already touched on, what the starters will see offensively. I'd like to see that offensive line get another run out as they did against Chicago. I'd want it to be longer than a series. I wouldn't be mad about seeing Tannehill for the full time with the starter offensive line, starting receivers. I'd like to see Willis get a little run out with the starters for a little bit. Maybe Tannehill comes out a series or two before the starters and the O-line and receivers come out, and we get to see Willis with the twos for a series or two, or the ones for a series or two. That's something I'd like to see. Maybe we get to see Willis for a series with the starters, and then the last series that the starters will have, we see Levis in there if he's healthy to play. I want to see these guys with the best that we have to offer and to see exactly how they are. Because it's one thing to throw two like number twos and play against number twos versus playing with the ones and facing ones. I want to see how they stack up against the ones if the Vikings run some ones out there. And of course, Tannehill deserves his reps, and he needs some reps with that offensive line, but he don't need that damn much. A quarter to do. And if the Vikings still have their starters in for the second quarter, let's run Levis and Willis out there for the second quarter and split time and see how they stack up against them. That's something that I want to see. Well, will we see Tannehill? Yep. So another thing is who's going to win it? For me, who's going to win a job in this second game? Of course, jobs are won leading up to the third game, especially with these depth players. But jobs are for the taking at the moment, and you can really get in a pole position, as I'm thinking with this second linebacker spot that Gibbons has over Monty Rice. Monty Rice did not practice yesterday, according to all reports. So if he's missing the second game against the Vikings this weekend, you have to think that Gibbons is in pole position to win that second linebacker spot, which I wouldn't be mad about. Of course, it'd be nice to get a return on Rice, who we drafted in, I think, the third round. It was a J-Rob pick, of course. But, if he can't stay healthy and he's not in a position to be better than Gibbons, then that's just another pick wasted that we've had that hasn't produced. He's got the talent to do it, but he's got to stay healthy and he's just got to lock in. So, I'm projecting Gibbons to win that job. And of course, that depends on if Monty Rice is able to come in in the game and actually play Saturday, come in and practice today, because he didn't practice yesterday. It remains to be seen. And then it depends, of course, on his performances. But y'all let me know in the comments who y'all think, what jobs do y'all think are at risk? What jobs do y'all think are y'all most interested in? Besides the quarterback position, everybody's interested in the quarterback position. We know that. But like the inside linebacker job, we'll talk about this next, the receiving role, the number 3/4 receiving role. Phillips says the 3 role. And then the cornerback situation. So with the receivers, of course, we got Hop first, and then Burks is coming in as a second receiver, and Kyle Phillips will be the third, mainly the slot, even though I think Hopkins will move around a lot and Hopkins will play a lot in the slot. But that fourth wide receiver role, to me, I'm thinking Chris Moore. I think Chris Moore has it wrapped up at the moment, but my boy, wide receiver 1, Westbrook-Ikhine, he always finds a way. He always finds a way to swindle his way onto one. It used to be onto the depth chart. Now he's finding his way to swindle up the depth chart. So, from what I understand, he had a drop problem early in camp. Sounds like that's been remedied. But another receiver that I've really been impressed with, just with not only his size and speed and the clips I've seen in practice, but, his performance in game, he blocked extremely well. It's Colton Dowell, the local kid. Extremely, he has all the tools to be really good. I think he's like 6'2", 6'4", pretty decent size, about over 200 pounds. But he's running. He's quick, does extremely well blocking wise. I could see him, potentially sneaking up, taking that spot, that wide receiver 4 spot, if Chris Moore drops off a little bit. And of course, Chris Moore had a huge catch in the game against Chicago. He fumbled a little. He got lit up. But, I'm eager to see who comes out of that 4th receiver spot. Y'all let me know in the comments who y'all think. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the video, man. And make sure y'all get ready to watch the watch-along we have on Saturday. But that's one position I see. And then also the latter parts of the cornerback position with the depth chart. At the moment, it looks like Fulton and Murphy Bunton will be outside. And on the inside is a third corner. It's either looking like it's going to be McCreary. I feel like I'm missing a corner we have. I'm thinking it's going to be McCreary inside. And, of course, we got Molden. But Molden's been getting his time at safety. He's not even listed as a corner on the depth chart. Molden, I'd like to see as our dime safety. I'd be really interested in seeing that because he's been playing extremely well. Molden himself, man, if you watch him on tape, I've been watching a ton of tape lately. He's extremely cerebral when he's on the field. He's smart player. And he's added some thump to him, too. It looks like he's gained a little bit of weight. so he can play in the box and be more comfortable around the box. He's not the tallest, but with him adding some weight and getting a little thicker, he's really become more susceptible and more able to affect the play when he's in the box. And that's what we play when we go to our big nickel set with, 6 DB or 5 DBs. Well, 6 DBs. Sometimes we have 5 DBs and we put a lineman down, run with 5 down linemen. But with our big nickel set, we got Murphy Bunton at corner, Fulton at corner, Hooker, Byard at safety, and then Molden, the third safety. We play this set a lot defensively. He's walked down as a linebacker next to who would be Aziz. He could really thrive in that role, especially with the size that he's put on. That's something I could really see him succeeding in, similar to what we sort of had Crookshank doing when he was here. But, Molden, as smart as he is, that's a role that he would thrive in. And that's what I'm going to be looking for. Of course, we're not going to see that in preseason unless he gets in with the ones, which he might. But he's mainly been running with the 2s as a starting safety and that Byard role, So that's something I'm eager to see. Y'all let me know, of course, who do y'all want to see defensively? How do y'all want to see the starters defensively? I know Tart's been tearing their ass up in practice. I saw a clip of him, and I've been watching a lot of film on Tierra Tart. That's somebody we're going to have to pay, man. I was arguing with Trail earlier. We're going to have to pay Tierra Tart. And my prediction for the Tart contract is contingent on him having a really, really good year that I'm forecasting for him. He's gonna command. I wouldn't pay him over 8.5 to stay with us. I would give him what we give Autry at the moment. That's what I would give Tart. But, if he gets to the open market, his agent is Drew Rosenhaus, so I'm sure he's going to want to go to the open market. I think he could command $10 million from a team that's needing a good, solid one tech, and he can get it. To be honest, he's an undrafted guy. He's from Philly. The guy looks like he loves football, and he plays. His motor is really good, especially for a one tech. He moves really well. He's really quick, and he's really good with his hands when he's in the trenches. He'll hit them. You'll see it a lot on film. It stands out. You always see him. He'll hit them with the left shove. Or he'll put a shove to their shoulder and push them to the side, and then bring a swim move over. It's a staple of what he does. He does it 2 or 3 times a game. If you just watch Tierra Tart all game, you'll see that 2 or 3 times a game of him just obliterating an interior lineman with that move. But now he's added in this sort of push rip move combined with the swim move that we've seen in that clip that's going around on Titans Twitter. Really good for Tart to be able to add that to his bag, not to mention the bull rush that he already has in his bag. So 3 good techniques to beat interior O-linemen. Tart's going to break out this year. I'm telling you. That D-line as a whole is going to be major for us with the additional Landry coming back. He's like a new signing. I tapped into my arsenal. He's like a new defensive signing that we have. And he's definitely an upgrade on Bud that we had. But that defensive line is going to cause problems. It's going to cause problems. Y'all let me know what y'all's expectations for the defense are, man. I'm predicting them to be top 5 in the league. I know it might sound of course it's biased. I don't give a damn. It is biased. But, they themselves, Murphy Bunton was in a press conference. I think it was Murphy Bunton last week talking about they're aiming to be number 1 in all categories, and they can do it. Not maybe all categories, but they was number 1 in run defense last year. If they improve in the secondary with Fulton's got to take a big step up, and from all accounts, he's doing really well. McCreary has to take a big step up, and Murphy Bunton has to be able to cover somebody. That defense is going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. But in the meantime, man, what else do we have? I think that's it. Yeah. But thank you, everybody, for joining the Sports Section Morning Show this morning. Appreciate the caller from TFTV Member Austin. We got a live watch along for the Titans versus Vikings on Saturday at 7 p.m. on YouTube, on Twitch. Exit One Show episode 4 is already out on YouTube at the Exit One Show. Of course, it's presented by TFTV. And then what else do we have? I think that's it. Make sure y'all go check out the X&1 Show. Subscribe to that channel. They're affiliated with us. We've got Trail on there, myself on there, Dub Beezy that called in earlier, and Mike. And One Take, really good crew, man. It's a funny ass show. We talk Titans on there. We talk culture. It's a show that talks about sports and culture. So y'all make sure y'all check that out. I'll link it at the end of the video on here when we upload this to YouTube. But once again, appreciate y'all for all the support. Make sure y'all tap in with us on the live stream tomorrow. Yeah, it's tomorrow. Today's Friday. Yeah. Make sure y'all tap in with us tomorrow. Make sure y'all give this video a like. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, TFTV Sports. Follow us on Twitch, and that's the best way to support us, man. Follow us on all our socials at TFTV Sports, and then on Instagram at TFTV.sports. Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all take it easy.